Welcome back to the Inside D3 Show Season 2. Brand new episodes, brand new topics, brand new guests, and a whole lot more to discuss for you guys. I don't know about y'all, but I'm super excited to get this new content out. So be on the lookout for new episodes on all of our platforms. You can follow us on our website at insided3.com. D3 Inside is still the Twitter and the Instagram, and for our Facebook and all of our streaming platforms, just search the Inside D3 Show. So yeah, I'm done talking. Enjoy the season, enjoy the show, and thank you guys for watching. Thanks to the guests and everyone else that's been supporting since day one. Got Danny Chavez with me today. You can also find him at Because She's Amazing on Instagram. He's a platform based in California that really just helps a lot of high school student athletes maneuver their way through the college recruiting process. He gives out a lot of valuable information on how to, build that college recruiting resume, build your online presence, and, really put yourself out there, showcase your highlights and everything, on social media for college coaches and college recruiters to see. So, it's a page I came across, thought it was a lot of very valuable information that, needed to be shared with the general public and our audience. So I'm glad we're able to do that today. Danny also works, a lot with the parents of these student athletes. Works with the soccer club that he's a part of too, and has helped about 160 student athletes in 5 different states and in Canada. So he's really big on just making it happen yourself. You've got the convenience of your own cell phone and things like that. So he's really pushing all of that. So it's a pleasure to have you on, Danny. And hopefully we can drop some gems on people today.
Well, thank you, Morgan. It's a pleasure to be on your show. I've been following you for some time, and ironically, I don't know how I found you, but I'm glad I did, because one of the biggest things I always talk about, again, my name is Danny. I started a page called at Because She's Amazing 2 years ago. I wanted to take you through essentially what I think social media is. I'm taking you through my story of me, my family, and my daughter, who is right now nationally ranked on in the cross country, track, and field 800 and 1600. So there was a moment 2 years ago where I scratched my head and said, I have a little sales background. I come from a design background, printing. And when I started putting things together, I said, why aren't we educating not just the parents, but the student athletes together to be able to understand how you can, for free, by the way, Morgan, I want to stress, I have never charged anybody for my content, because what I'm telling you is something when you want to get to that next level, it's not about paying to get there. We know what people do to pay to get places. I mean, we all know about the scam recently in college, and it's kind of funny because the more you try to pay to get somewhere, you don't learn and benefit from that journey or that process. So ironically, I wanted my daughter and my family and myself to know, what is it? What does it take to get recruited? And if I listen to the coaches and I listen to the people like I did before and go to these ID camps and showcases and spend thousands of dollars, I realized that it's a lot more simpler than that.
It is. Yeah.
And here's how simple it is. You open an Instagram account using your first name, last name, and for my BSA members, BSA at the end. So for example, my daughter's name, Mia Chavez. And Mia Chavez is already taken in the Instagram world, so there's no way she's getting that. But if you put BSA at the end, now we have something. So I said, let's just do this. And I told Mia, I said, we're going to start putting highlights of all your schools, and we're going to tag the colleges that you have a lot of interest in. And by the way, we tag about almost 100 different schools on pretty much most of our posts. And the reason I'll talk later about that is because we want to give ourselves opportunity. We don't know where the opportunities come from, but we know we're working hard to get an opportunity. So we just started to take my phone out. And by the way, I started this with an iPhone 6. I just recently upgraded to a 12 or 11 Pro Max, by the way, but I did it with a 6. And here it is right now. I love holding it. This is the original phone. And by the way, it would die out of me. But hey, I didn't have any money to do anything, so we did it with this. And I started using a free what do you call it, video editing system called InShot. And I just started looking for the schools, and my daughter and I started realizing, like, wow, all we have to do is put in videos, keep a consistent storytelling, recruiting based Instagram account, and just start tagging and doing our thing. Okay. We started this freshman year. She's a junior now. Let me tell you, we've gone to showcases and ID camps. Great. That's cool. But you know where we got the most is when we started going to like track tournaments, and we would go to certain events that we knew coaches were at. So she would DM them, hey, coach, I'm here. Just let you know. Here's my field number. Or we'd be at a track meet. Here's where, and they literally would send messages back saying, we're here. We can't wait to see you race. Or congratulations, fantastic race. And we're making this conversation and building this relationship within Instagram. Okay. It's that simple. And if you're proactive and you take action, and by the way, this is a building relationship. In order to build relationships, you've got to just kind of interact. You got to talk. You got to say hello. You have to have something for those people to see. And I believe you as a coach and as a student athlete, former student athlete, realizes now, which you probably didn't know back then, how important building this relationship is. And if you can tell a story, there's only one way to do it, by putting videos up, whether it's racing, soccer, football, baseball, it doesn't matter, but also the humanity part of you, your family life, your brothers and sisters. Do you hang out with your friends? Do you have, and when you put that ultimate package together for a coach, it makes it super easy for them to just go, wow, this person's legit. I mean, we reached out to one another because I respected your content, and you were like, hey, this guy's got some good content. And if I didn't do it every single day for 2 years, you would sit at my page and go, hey, that guy doesn't have much there. Good idea, but not much there. But he goes, he keeps on working at it. And by the way, everybody, I've been doing this 2 years. I might be doing this for another 4 years before it takes off. But that is part of the process. If I quit now, my 160 BSA athletes that decided to open up an Instagram account using their first name, last name, BSA at the end, they would have nothing out there. And I've already had 4 girls commit. Now, I will never say, coach, that I got them committed. What I will say, though, is that when they met me and became a Because She's Amazing member, opened up an Instagram account, every single one of those coaches said, thank you very much for having information available. And that's how simple it is, guys. And that's what I'm going to constantly, and I'll talk about that same thing over and over again. Do it yourself, get the content, take action, work hard. You got to train, you got to have great grades. But more importantly, and why we're talking, is I believe in the D3, all the other divisions that are not the D1. Okay. And I'm gonna back it up real quick, coach, and say this. If I was a financial advisor, I would tell you right now, invest in D3. There's over 444 schools in the nation on a D3 level. My God, I mean, I don't know about you, but if, as a parent, I want to see my kid play at the club level, great. But I want to see them get to the next level. I want to see them utilize their college and all the financial money that I've put in and invested. I want to see them do it to the next level. And that could be done if we start looking elsewhere. D3, D2, NAA programs, junior colleges. But the reason why I love the D3s is you on the D3 level you're not necessarily looking for the greatest athlete. You're looking for the greatest student, the one that has the grades, the wanting to come to a school where they can, be part of, and now be part of an organization that cares and wants them to shine. And if, by the way, something happens, God forbid you get hurt. God forbid you just don't want to play the game anymore. But if that happens, I promise you at the D3 level, the community that you grow there wants you to stay there. And you'll probably stay there and go, you know what, I'm good with not playing sports, but I know I'm here because I want to be here. And good thing is maybe you're that player that wants to take it even further than the platform of D3 of playing a year. Great. Now you move up to D2. Maybe you go to D1. But whatever it is that we do from this point, we've got to rethink how this system and process works, because it starts with the student athlete. And if they can understand that if they put in the work, and not just on the field, but building relationship with coaches, your success is just, I mean, who knows what could happen, but no one does it this matter, coach. So, that's where I stand right now.
Definitely. And it's kind of like networking almost nowadays. It's one of those things where Instagram is sometimes the first impression for a lot of these coaches. If they really want to look at an athlete, they might look on their Instagram or their social media pages and see what they have to offer. And if they have that type of advice that you're giving out and are prepared, when that time comes, then it just makes it a lot more easy. So it's definitely crucial information.
Too often, I think student athletes get to a point in their life, whether you're a parent and a student athlete, there is what's called burnout. We all know that. And the burnout comes because you can't see that your potential at the next level, just because you didn't make D1, or you heard that some other girl or guy is like, oh, they're talking to these coaches. Who cares? There's over 400 D3 schools alone. We're not even talking about D2. There's another 300 and something there. And of course the D1s, NIA programs, junior colleges. It's like mind boggling to me that you could pay almost 60,000, 70, 100,000. And all of a sudden you graduate your senior year and you quit soccer, you quit football, you quit whatever it is, because you're like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. No one recruited me. It comes down to you and you alone, guys. And that's what I keep on mentioning to all these players. I promise you this, my BSA athletes who take this seriously have just changed their life, because they're starting to understand what it takes. And it doesn't take being the best person on the field. It takes the best marketing person on that field who can reach out. I think we talked about real quick, Coach, when you get to a certain point in your life, as you get older, you go, I just don't want to do this anymore, because you can't see that all the work you've put in, someone didn't tell you, is like, don't stop now. Please don't stop now, because you're almost there. And that's what I want to create opportunities. And for all the D3 schools out there, if they're watching you today, please contact me, because follow me at Because She's Amazing. Follow me at DIII Recruiting. That's my next platform I'm coming up. I want to help all the coaches out there in all the cities across the United States, okay, to find student athletes who want to go other places, who want to go out of state, who want to do more than what everyone else is doing. And that's the platform that I created. And I think over the time, people are going to start understanding. It's been hard, I will say this, Morgan, in the beginning, because I think people were like, Instagram's stupid. That's really cute. You do videos in your room. Well, you know what? After 2 years of not giving up, 160 people. And by the way, there's only probably like 50 or 60 who take it super seriously. And that's fine, because as time goes on, more people will educate themselves and understands like what they need. I've had copycats already, Coach. I've seen other people out there, putting their first name, last name, and 2020 or 2022 at the end, or and that's fine, because to me, as long as the student athlete is doing something proactive to get them to the next level, there is plenty of room for all these free services that I'm going to do. But when it comes to paid platforms, that's where I kind of throw my hands up and go, you can do it on your own, guys. You can do it on your own. It doesn't take much. Like right now, Morgan, anybody in the United States, if you want to contact this coach right here, I bet you he is a phone call away, a DM away, and that's how simple it is. That's it. He's a phone call. I mean, you think he's at you think you're at some kind of weird spot where the phone doesn't ring? No, his email works too. You know what I mean, Coach? It's that simple.
Yeah, definitely, Danny. I want to thank you for coming on and, dropping a little knowledge for us. Let us tell us again where they can find you and, how they can contact you and things like that before we wrap it up too.
Perfect. No problem. My name is Danny again. I have an Instagram page and a Facebook page at Because She's Amazing. And you also just follow me there. I'm starting to revamp my whole Instagram world. And the reason I say that is because over time, as you follow me, a lot of people go, well, how do I open these accounts? What should it look like? So I'm going to be doing a whole nother series of how to start your own Instagram account. how to edit stuff. I even did something as simple as, what tripod to get. And by the way, I almost have like 700 or 800 views on my tripods. I'm like, if I have to tell you what tripod to get, then I know what I'm about to tell you and how to help you at Because She's Amazing. Well, overall, parents, we're confused. I was confused. I'm not confused anymore. I'm very comfortable that my daughter's putting in the work. We're putting in the content. We're contacting the coaches, and we're just basically doing what the process needs. And I always tell any freshmen or sophomores out there right now, please consider D3s first and foremost. If you start getting a lot of offers from D3s, and by the way, people tell you they don't have scholarships. That's correct. They don't. But they do have stuff to offer, guys, more than even your D1 or D2s. Because when you get to a D3, they want you to be there, and they're going to do everything they can to get you the most money available to make this. At the end of the day, I don't want anybody ever to be in debt. I've done don't be in debt videos. My wife and I still are paying off her student loan. My wife's a physical therapist. She went to Azusa Pacific, got her master's, and I hope no one else in the world ever gets into debt. Do and utilize all your resources, and use, when you get to a coach, tell them and be honest. If you can't afford it, tell them that. Maybe they can help. Or maybe they say, hey, listen, I can't really help you. I don't have any more money available. You're a great athlete, but this is what you need to do. But if you go, hey, listen, if you can give me $2,000 more, like, that's going to change my life. Like, I can now travel here. Am I a little correct on this, Coach? I mean,
You're
we need to
absolutely
communicate.
correct. You're absolutely correct.
That's it, guys. Parents, don't be worried. Don't be scared. Don't listen to other parents. Just stay focused. Look at all the programs. There's easy ways that I tell people at Because She's Amazing where to find all the schools, how to find the emails. One of my famous, and I know we don't want to go too long on this, but here's one thing I always tell. So simple, right? So I tell my student athletes, get a 4x5 card. Okay, real simple. Put the name of the school, put the coach's phone number, email address, and on the back, just keep on putting, when did you call them? When did you email them? And just go through your list, and one by one by one every single week. That's how you sell yourself. And if they don't call you back, cool. Rinse and repeat. Do it again, over and over and over and over, because that, at the end of the day, no matter what sport you play, it's all about rinse and repeat. And it's all about failing. It's all about saying you weren't good. And it's all about working harder towards the process. And it's more importantly, it's about you. Make it about you, student athlete. So, a lot of information. Please follow me up Because She's Amazing. Follow D3. And I think together we can really do some really great shows and really educate some people.
No doubt. I like it all. You know what I mean? I'm really appreciative that you can take some time to do this for, young student athletes. So it's definitely
For
something we
free.
need in this world for free. So,
For free.
we
Remember, guys.
we're
Don't
glad you
spend
could
any
make it
more
happen,
money.
man. Definitely.
Well,
So,
it's
thank
so
you, Danny
funny.
Chavez. Thank you for your time,
My
man.
pleasure.
We really appreciate it. And, we wish you much success in this whole situation.
Thank you. Same to you. And please, let's keep on talking. Let's get the world knowledge. And I hope we can do more of these shows soon, Morgan.
Definitely. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you again, guys.